What's going on, everybody? Slime Dutchman here, and today it is MOT time. Now I went to the MOT, which is it's an English word. We call it APK, which stands for a yearly checkup on the car if everything is good. So I went to the garage and they checked it all over. Everything was good. Everything was fine. And the only thing that was wrong with it was one outer tire rod, like the rubber around the socket, the ball joint was a little bit split, started to crack, which you can't have. So we've got some new, I got some packages coming in. This shit is ridiculous. This is not all for me though. This one was for me. Auto dock. Cheap parts. But I got outer tire rods. I got 2 of them. Because when you do the one side, you might as well do the other side. Because they were both a little bit crusty. And I had this one, which I had to replace. Don't know if I can open this with 2 hands. Or 1 hand. No, 2. I had a nice tripod for the camera, but for some reason one of the legs broke, so now using sort of a selfie stick. But here we have the new lower control arm, which is a E46 lower control arm. Why E46? Because this is 4 centimeters longer as the original one. They line up exactly the same, like where the lollipop bushing is on this side till this point, they line up. You need to grind down a little bit of the corners here, of these edges, but you will see when I take the old one out. But the thing is, this ball joint was just done. You could put a pry bar in it and just wiggle it. Sorry, excuse my French. You can wiggle it and you could see the whole ball joint just coming up and down. So that's no good. That's one thing we need to fix. So we're going to replace the lower control arm and we're going to replace at least 1 tire rod for now. Might do the other one as well, but then I need to realign and do stuff. And first gonna do the one that is needed for MOT, and then I have one as a spare. And I think, looking at this, are these exactly the same or left and right? Yeah, they are a little bit different. So it's not universal. Which sucks, because then you would have one for the one that breaks. That would have been perfect. Also, I've got some hood latches. I had hood latches on in the past. But one of them broke. Because if you buy cheap, you buy twice. So I bought twice. Maybe 3 times as well, because these are cheap. But it was a simple, like, malfunctioning of the thing. Which was, well, product quality, yes, a little bit. But also me, like, why is it jamming and then breaking the whole latch? So we're gonna replace those. We're gonna replace one of these at least for the MOT. The other one is not necessary, but would be better if it's new, but depending on the time. Because I want to hit the MOT like on Monday, and now it's Saturday. I just came off work and I need to work tomorrow as well. So I really have, including my sleep, 22 hours to get this all done. Which should not be a problem, but depending on if it's raining, because I'm still doing everything outside and shit, depending if it's raining, then I can do or not do something about it. Also, I noticed that there is no hole in this for the lower control, oh, no, not the lower control arm, this is the lower control arm. There's no hole in this for the sway bar, because if I'm not mistaken, then somewhere here should be a hole for the sway bar, which is not present in this one. It was present in the other ones that I got, but I can just measure and where the hole is from that one and then just re-drill it here. It's like a 10mm or 8mm hole, because I want to run the front sway bar. It's not a full drift car. I love to have the sway bar at the front, otherwise it overhangs a little bit too much for my liking, and then it's sort of, how do you say that, when you're on angle and you're drifting, all the weight is on the outside of the car, on the side that's to the front, And for me, what happens is that the front overhang a little bit too much, because one wheel is individually easier to push in, and it would start rubbing the fender. Even if I'm going to bigger wheels now, like 17 inches, which you'll see in a later video, I'm gonna be having rubbing issues, maybe even more. So I'm not gonna delete the sway bar, because I feel for now that I need it. Also, I just saw that I had a random package here under there, and it has my name on it. Ah, China stuff. It's my new butt plug. No, just joking. It's my it's a reducer for the exhaust tip. As you can see, it goes from big to smallest, and you can cut off the rings that you don't need. But I was planning on doing a different exhaust on this car, but I need to take that rear muffler off, because the rest is sort of good. I don't want to go straight pipe, especially here with the laws, but I need this to fit the rear damper, like the muffler, to the pipe. So I ordered one of these, and I ordered a V-band, so I can easily swap this and the other one like very quickly. But I think this just came in the mail or something, or I don't know. I don't get it. Nothing here that I can see. No note. I didn't even get a delivering like notification, like hey, it's been delivered. But oh well. We'll put this aside for another time. But like, there's already one there, but I need to do like this to make up for the distance, and I don't have the pipe that has the same thickness. So this is what we're gonna do. Easy, and the quickest and cheapest way to fix it. Also, this can go in the bin. Thanks Marty for ruining that for me. Every time you say it now, it's like in the bin with a weird fish eye. Thanks Marty. Changing automotive industries. So we have all we need sort of here. Let's just start jacking up the car, and let's just start unbolting stuff. Should be very easy, so I'll take you guys along, but it's got to be a very quick one. So here we are, 15 minutes later. I took that one out, which is one. Then in here is number 2, and then on the end is gonna fit the lollipop, which is 3 and 4 bolts, and then one here for the sway bar, like I told you guys, which is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. That's all it is. Some are easier or harder to get to. Sometimes they're stuck in here because the end of it is like tapered. So if you want to get this out, I just recommend you can hit it from the top. Like in this case, the lower control arm came with new ball joints, so I can just mushroom it out. Wouldn't really matter, but usually I just hit this head, and if you hit it hard enough or long enough, one of the two, it will pop out. If it's not popping out, you're not hitting hard enough. So once that one was out and that one was out, I can just pry and hit it a little bit with a hammer, and then this one comes out, which is a little bit more harder to get, because you need to, like, the nut will be up here, and that one you can do from the top of the engine, like with a few extensions. But unfortunately, that's not how it works on this side. So that's the only thing, is you need, like, you can only do a little, like a really small turn. Then you need to twist the key, the wrench around, and then do a little turn as well. And that just, it takes long, and it's an awkward position for your arms to working above your head, and they get tired. But that's all. And all in all, it took 15 minutes. Take note, Dave. Just messing with you, bro. You had other issues, but that one is out. So let's just walk over here. Here we can see the old one and the new one. Now they look identical. The only thing I need to do now is drill a hole here, which is going to be roughly here, like I said, these has new ball joints. Also, if you can see the flutes that came out when I start hitting it, and maybe you can hear it. Like this one is still in the position that it was that I left it in. So that one is really like, I can hardly push it with one hand without the whole thing flipping over. That's how sturdy it is. Same as with that same as with that one. This one, totally fucked. So, gonna drill a hole that might be a 10 mil. I don't know for sure. And that's what you see here. I need to get the lollipop bushing off, but that's what a lot of people run into. If you have this lollipop bushing and you put it on here, if you can see, it goes out here and it only comes to there. And then the distance from this until here will not be good enough. It will be too long. So you will not be able to fit these onto the body of the car and this in the hole. So what I did is that I took an angle grinder and I like nudged it in like there. I don't know if you can see that on camera with my filthy finger. It's there. So this shape extends a little bit, then again goes on, and then it all works. So I'm gonna put this in the vise, pull it off, see how much length this is, do it on the same side, push this thing back on, reinstall everything. I'm sure I'll be all good. Oh, and drill the little hole. So here we go. This one is on. As you can see, I grinded it down a little there. One side a little further than the other, but it is on. And I have drilled the hole for the sway bar. So it can all go back on, which is fairly easy. It goes like this. Then we have one nut here that goes onto the subframe on this one. Those two in, attach this, reinstall everything, tighten everything. One for the sway bar. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. Like I said, it's fairly easy, and if it all comes loose, it's a fun job. So here we go. So I left it like this. Everything is on. The new lower control arm is on. Everything is into place. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one from the top side, 5, which is it's so easy. And then just 1, 2, and top 1, 3 for the coilover to attach it to the hub. So now everything is back together. I cleared up the tools a little bit and put the handle out of the jack so they don't really see it as much. I also don't know if you can see it on camera that much. Wait, I'm too wide. I'm reflecting, but as you can see, I whacked my hand with a hammer pretty hard. It's not the best, but I was like, at first I was like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna leave it at this and just continue later on. And then I was like, if I'm gonna stop now, I will really get it'll really get sore and like stiff and like swell up. So I was like, well, just keep going, keep it like movable, and then after I've had some rest, I need to restart it up. But like I said, first it is time for some Chinese. Nice. So after that is done, we're gonna do the tire rod ends, which is so easy because they've been off and on like, I don't know, 3-4 times already. So they should not get stuck and get pretty easy to remove them. Put the new ones on, and I'm all done for the MOT. So I'll pick the camera back up when I'm done eating. So day 2, and what a good day it is. Nice little sunshine. I took one side off, which is this side, because he said only replace that side because that one was bad. But after a little bit closer look, you can see these edges here, they aren't that great either. So I was like, fuck it, since they're not that expensive, I'm just gonna do both, because then they're both gonna be on the same level. Need this one though, or is it included in the kit? I don't see it though. Also, This one is this side, so that would make it that one, because they're different. The other one goes, this loop goes the other way. I think this almost reacts as a bump stop. Oh no, not yet. Almost to this, to the lower control arm. But the only thing you need to do is take the top knot off that is in there, and then you undo this one. Now I don't want to mess too much with my alignment, so I just you twist this so it's loose, and you can hold this and just twist this one off. So what I need to do now is just take the new one, twist it onto there till it's just sort of hitting it, and then I tighten the nut again. Then put it in here, jam it up, get the nut on, and hopefully it goes on well. Worst case scenario, I need to take the wheel off so I can put my jack under it, because sometimes, like the other ones, these are tapered, so they need to be pushed in order to lock and be able to twist the nut. Otherwise the pin is just gonna spin the ball joint. So this is all on, everything is done, everything is tightened. I'm gonna put some copper grease on here, so when I need to adjust it or whatever, I can. That's what I did with the previous ones, because these were just able to twist off by hand. I had a lot of effort trying to do it the first time, and then I greased them up, and now it's never an issue anymore, so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna grease this up, put the new get out of your package. I really need to get a tripod again. This one, take that one off. There was a washer in here, but don't see it on this, but whatever. Just gonna use the old one because it's just a normal washer, nothing wrong or fancy with it. So yeah, that goes on there with this, because this presses it in and then clamps this together, so give it an extra good snug. Like there's a little spline in there, so by putting this on that sits over this, it compresses it together and even tightens it more. So let me get the copper grease, and then 1, 2, that's all it is. And if you place them back in the same place, you have still pretty good alignment. Don't know if it's gonna be perfect, but it's still gonna be good. Anyway, I'll do that, do the other side, and then I'll see you at the MOT station. So the front is all done. I got the bumper on, but as you can see, new outer tire rods, new lower control arm, also the other side. Don't know if that's visible through here. Is it? Anyway, doesn't really matter, because this is all done. And now if I'm gonna look at my list, I only need to do an exhaust hanger, one on the back. It's fully secured, but he demanded more, so okay, whatever. And that's around there. Then I need to mount the handbrake cables, which are also pretty secure, but he wanted some extra, so whatever. The past 2 years of inspection, nobody bats an eye at it, and now it's a problem, but whatever. So I need to get some little like tabs that you put around a hose or a line, and you can just tap into the body, into the, what was it, trans tunnel. And then a simple thing, and I love how that works here in Holland. For some reason, this is my headlight like adjustment. I can turn them up and down, and it's not working. And you can hear a motor, something, but nothing changes in the headlights. I don't want to figure out what it is. I already smashed one headlight and it's not working anymore. So if it's not on the car, it doesn't have to work. Now it's on the car, so it has to work. So a simple fix, which is legal for some reason, I take the screws out from this dash and just pop the button out, disconnect it, leave it in there. It looks ugly, but then after the MOT is done, you just click it back in and it should be all good. So that's a good thing. You can just take it out and it will be a pass. So now basically that's all I need to do, but I need to work in an hour. and I need to do some other stuff. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and then probably tomorrow is Monday, so I'm gonna go hit the shops, get the last stuff I need, get the car up in the air, under it, fix the last things, and go to the MOT. So here we are at it again. Last day today, I'm gonna fix it all. This bracket needs to go on. That goes onto the cradle for the differential, with this rubber to hold the exhaust in place. And then I have purchased these yeah, what is it, hose clamps sort of, so I can do the brake lines a little bit better into the trans tunnel, and I'm just gonna self tap them in. Wearing the white gloves because one hand, I mean, you can see it through there, I hit it with a hammer, and I want it to stay clean and not get dirt in it. I've jacked the car up, got 2 jack stands under it. Never get under your car without jack stands and just only trusting the jack, because I trust this thing a lot, but I'm still not doing it. So I need to be there under the diff and there the area of the trans tunnel, and I just need to delete one button, and that's pretty much it. So let me just see if I can get under there, plug that one in. Also, let me grab a light real quick. So there's not a lot of room here. This is where I sort of spliced into the old line, and they run up there and they go through the trans tunnel up. He wanted me to secure them a little bit more to the body here, essentially, which is not a big deal. So let's just let's do that. I think there and there should be all fine. It's high up though. Don't know if I can get the drill there. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Ooh, I can utilize this. It's like a little stubby. If the camera picks it up, I need to shut my light there. There. If I can put a nut on that, it's kind of big thread. It's a bit shitty though. Then I can do a clamp on there and then do a nut and just hold this one there. Maybe. I don't know. Let me see how much room I have to play with, because this is it's quite tight here, and I don't have really that much room. And this is the drill that I have. I don't have a smaller drill. I should. I really should. But oh well, I'm gonna see. So what I ended up doing is that I got this thing, which is just a pointy screwdriver, and with a hammer I just poked a little hole, and then I had this, which was fitting my the little heads. Wait, let me see if I can shine there. So because I wasn't able to get the drill in there, and it's very hard to like push, especially with this little room and an angle to get them in there. So I poked a little hole that was a little bit smaller as what the self tapper was. So I was able to push the self tapper bit, the front bit of the drill in, and then the threads were able to grab the hole, and that way I was able to screw them in sort of by hand, which was very convenient. Like these little suckers. So that saves me a lot of trouble. So that now is done. Rear exhaust hanger, button, done. And this would probably take me a minute. So here we are on the underside of the car. This little hole was from this little nut, and I never put it back on because this bracket was a little bit crusty, so I freshed it nice up. And now this should be right there. A little bit hard to see because it's all black. And then there's gonna be that rubber that goes from this one to the other one, but let's just put this one on first. It's the easiest thing. Can I put the camera down and still aim it something like this? And if not, I'll cut to the next clip. Yes. So that one is tight. Now we have this hanger that goes on that one, and then whew, it can be a tough one. It's better to use a screwdriver for this, but come on, you bastard. I know you can get on there. Woo. Don't get your fingers trapped, kids. Now that thing out. Should have used some WD-40 or something. Come on. Get out of there. There we go. So it's doing exactly the same thing, not going anywhere. And now this one is sort of on. Would guess you would love to see that little stubby there in there, but whatever. This is not it's not going anywhere. It wasn't going anywhere to begin with, and now it's definitely not going anywhere. Why's the lighting so bad here? Also, I crumbled up a bit of my heat shield here that I'm gonna fix because this is scraping the ground everywhere. It's very annoying. And then the button. So I just pulled one screw out here and I was able to push the whole module forward, and then it's just simple as that. Switch removed, so it doesn't need to work now. I can put this just in here. Easy for me to grab to put it back in. And we're just gonna put the screw back in here. There we go. It's not attached on all sides now because of the roll cage and everything, but there's enough screws in it now for it to function. There we go. This can be reinstalled when MOT is over because this looks ugly. There we go, MOT ready. So I would say let's go. So unfortunately it was super busy at the MOT station, and I was like, well, this is not gonna work. So I just said to him like, what, Thursday, because I need to work tomorrow and the day after. So it's like Thursday or Friday. It was like, this thing here is on the hoist till Friday, so if you come back Friday morning, first thing in the morning. I was like, okay. So unfortunately I cannot do anything about it now, but we will get it all in order soon, and then we can finally close off this video, hopefully on a good note. So here we are, and we are back. I went to the MOT station this morning and I fixed everything that he told me to fix from the first list. So like I showed you guys in the video, lower control arm, tie rods, stuff like that. And well, he checked it all good and it was all good, except for they have sort of a fail system, or I don't know how to call it. Basically, if they approve of the car, then they file it into the computer, and the computer can say you get picked at random, although I start to think it's not random anymore. But then the people that control the MOT stations come by, check the car. If it's not good, then the MOT station can get like points deducted, stuff like that. I had this with the BMW now. I had that last time with the Volvo, and I had it the time before that with the Civic. So I get picked at random quite often. But anyways, after he came by, he was like, well, there's an O2 sensor not connected, and I was like, yeah, there is. They're up in the manifold, because there is another O2 sensor on the midway of the pipe, but there's no connection, no block, no nothing, because it's from a different engine, different type. So and he finally luckily agreed with it. The exhaust CO stuff wasn't too good at the beginning. It was doing stationary, but then I had to unplug the mass airflow sensor in order for it to do it on RPMs. First it was all good, and then the second time, then with the higher up guy there, it wasn't working. So I took it around the block and just fully ripping it high in the RPMs, and it came in thing in the exhaust, and it checked out all good. So I've got my papers, so I'm good and legal to drive for another year and do this whole process over again next year. No, hopefully not, but yeah, we're ready for another year of ripping. I got some few exciting parts on the way. It's a matter of what, weeks, 2, 3 at max, but then you will see more of this car. For now, this is it. I want to thank you guys for watching, for I don't know, taking the journey with me to build and maintain this car. And hopefully we're now sort of done with the maintenance, and we can go back to mods and improvements and other stuff. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Whether